AI is changing everything, including reselling. And I know a lot of us have mixed feelings about it, but the truth is AI is entering the reselling space and it's probably not going away anytime soon. So today I'm sharing 3 ways I'm already using AI in my reselling business. These tools save me so much time and therefore they make me more money. For those of y'all who are new to this channel, my name is MOGIBETH. I've been reselling since 2017, and over that time, I've generated nearly $1 million in sales. And on this channel, I share my tips, my experiments, and my journey in reselling. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Honestly, I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of what AI can do within reselling. So if you're already using it within your business, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to just hear your general thoughts on AI as well. But now let's dive into the ways I'm letting robots cut out the busy work so I can list more, thrift more, and make more money. And be sure to stick around till number 3 because this is the one I haven't heard anyone else talk about. Okay, let's dive in. All right, this first tip is that I use AI to create cover photos. Now, if you've been here a while, you know that I use stock photos. And by stock photos, I mean photos from a retailer or brand that include a model wearing the item that I'm selling. And as I've warned in the past, this is not allowed on any platform, so I've always provided some caution against it. But I have found that the enforcement of stock photo usage is spotty at best, but still, it is a risk. And the reason I've taken that risk in the past is because in my experience, having a professional grade modeled photo has definitely helped me sell items faster. And that's because your cover photo is potentially the most important aspect of your listings as it relates to click-through rate and sell-through rate. But there are definitely times that I can't find a stock image, and of course, I know a lot of us just don't want to take that risk, and that's where AI comes in. Let me show you an example. I picked up this Susanna Monaco dress at Goodwill for myself, but then it didn't really fit, so I decided to list it. After checking comps, I was a bit worried because the style was saturated and it didn't have a great sell-through rate. On top of that, I couldn't find a stock photo anywhere. So I decided to hop over to ChatGPT, typed in a prompt for a clean, classy background, kind of a net-a-porter look, and it generated this image. I used it as my cover photo, added my own pics, and guess what? It sold faster than I expected for full price. So since then, I've been experimenting a ton with cover images, and I find that it's especially useful for items like strapless dresses that you really need a modeled photo for because it just doesn't look good on the hanger. And with AI, you can create modeled cover images in whatever style you want. You could even make a signature look for your closet by creating the right prompts. You can then save those prompts within a project, which ChatGPT can then reference to use again when you want to create more stock photos. But in order to use ChatGPT properly, it is really important to feed it the right prompts. I've had to do a lot of trial and error in order to land on ones that actually produce what I'm trying to achieve. So in order to save you the hassle of that trial and error, I've generated a list of prompts and examples of what kind of images are created with those prompts in this free PDF. For example, here's an image created with the higher end Parisian apartment sort of prompt, kind of similar to Cézanne, or here's an image created from a more vacation resort style of item, or you can even do flat lays like this one. If you're interested in getting this PDF, I'll provide a link in the description down below. It's a great place to start, even if what I showed you is not exactly what you're looking for. You can edit the prompts and start playing around, and then save that project for ChatGPT to remember, which will save you a lot of time. I also provide the steps for how to create those projects in the PDF as well. And again, it's free. So click the link, check it out, and let me know what you think. Okay, but real quick, I just want to provide I don't know, maybe a couple words of warning, I guess, that I've learned through my experimentation with creating cover images with AI. First of all, you can't feed an image to ChatGPT and ask it to create like an exact replica using your item instead. They usually won't allow you to do that due to copyright issues. But if you feed it some images for aesthetic inspiration, it will accept that information. And then often I also find that you can't just feed it images, you also have to describe what you're looking for for in very clear terms. I've definitely learned that one the hard way. Additionally, I pay for ChatGPT. You can create images on the free tier, but I think there's a limit to how many you can do within a day. So I'm sure there are other free AI tools out there that you can use. I just don't know them. So if any of y'all know about them, let me know in the comments down below. But in my business, especially for the content creation side of things, but also for reselling, we use ChatGPT all the time, so it's worth paying for. I wouldn't say that creating images this way is a huge time-saving hack. Each one of these images takes at least 1 or 2 minutes to generate, and sometimes you just don't get it right the first time, so it can even be longer. And I find that to be true for stock photos too. Sometimes I can spend 5 to 10 minutes searching for a stock photo and can go completely down a rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, I think that the impact of having a really good cover photo on your listings improves your sell-through rate so much that it's worth the time investment. Plus, ChatGPT is a free or at least a cheap legal way to get high quality professional grade cover images. Last thing I want to mention is, by the way, it was actually Alex, the Deal Queen over on Instagram, who was sharing about this and inspired me to try this out. So shout out to the Deal Queen. Thank you, Alex. All right, the second way I'm using AI is with my software. I now use Nifty for basically everything: inventory management, cross-listing, bookkeeping, sending offers to likers without having to have my computer open, and so much more. It essentially runs my entire reselling business. And out of all of the reselling softwares that I've tested, and I've tested a lot, Nifty uses AI the best. Here's how I use it. I upload my photos, brand tag, size tag, and at least one good shot of the item, and then Nifty uses AI to draft a listing for me. It fills in the title, description, all the drop-down selections. It just does all the clicking for me that I no longer have to do. It gets it right the vast majority of the time, and it's shocking how often it gets the style name right, probably like 30 to 50% of the time. The best part is that I can do it in batches. So I'll upload all of my photos that I've photographed that day into different items and then click once, and Nifty generates AI listings for all of them. All I have to do is just tweak the title, add my measurements, double check everything, and hit publish. And this is why I say it's game changing. Listing, which used to take me at least an hour each day, is now one of my easiest reselling tasks. It used to be the bottleneck of my reselling business, and now it's just not. Now sourcing or photographing is, and that is how much faster Nifty has made the listing process for me. So if you want to try Nifty, they have a 7-day free trial, and if you use my code MOGIBETH, you'll get 15% off your first month. I'll leave a link in the description. Again, this is an affiliate link, so thank you. And let me just say, a lot of softwares claim they have AI, but in my testing, most of them actually slowed me down. Nifty was the only one that really saved me time and made the process better. If you want to see my video where I compared the major reselling software on the market right now, I'll link that up on the screen, but truly Nifty's AI is a game changer. And finally, number 3, AI has completely changed how I do measurements. Let's go over exactly how I do this. I used to type everything manually and it was slow and tedious. Now I just record myself saying the measurements out loud into my voice memos app on my iPhone. Samsungs have a similar app, I think, called Voice Recorder. Both of these apps are now able to provide transcripts of your audio recordings. So I'll grab the transcript and copy it into ChatGPT. And here's the trick. I've already trained ChatGPT how I want my measurements formatted, which I call the MOGIBETH method or something like that. So I just say, use the MOGIBETH method, paste the transcript, and it spits out perfectly formatted measurements. I then take those and copy them into my listings, and it's so much easier. I will say it's not always 100% perfect, but it's usually does get it right, or it's very close. And even if I have to have ChatGPT tweak something, it still saves me a ton of time. And again, I go over how to create these projects and reference them in ChatGPT within my PDF, which again, you can access for free in the description down below. But just to summarize it briefly, if you want to do this yourself, the key is to give ChatGPT your format, name it something like my closet measurements, and then reference that name every time you enter your measurement transcript. That way it consistently formats things exactly how you like them. I used to listen to my recordings and then type everything out manually, which used to take me at least, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. So I get to save that every single time I list, which has made a huge difference in the long run. So those are the 3 main ways I'm using AI in my reselling business right now: creating stock photos, using Nifty for listings and inventory, and speeding up my measurement process with ChatGPT. All of these save me so much time, and in reselling, time save usually equals more money. I'm always looking for more ways to make my systems even more efficient, so if you've been experimenting with AI in your reselling business, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your ideas, but that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye.